Howdy folks, it's Adriel, the hunting gear guy. This isn't a Raven, this is the Raven Builder's Kit, the gold version. Get the platinum if you can. I'll show you why in a minute, but I picked this up because I wanted to use some of my AR components and because my WSMCR has failed me too many times. The piston is the most recent victim, but I've broken the upper, I have loosened the castle nut, and many other little things on it. And I was tired of that. Part of what allured me to the Raven is I can use a gas tube, I can use my old AR barrel, I can use bolts, all that kind of stuff from ARs. So that was the allure to it. Let's just get right into it and talk about the kit and what you can. So it's a side charger or a rear charger. I have this cover on here right now, which comes with the gold kit. The gold kit also comes with this side charger. The side charger is okay-ish. I say ish because so the gold kit doesn't come with a bolt hold open, but you can use an AR bolt hold open if you grind the top out of it so it can fit in there. Ideal? No, it's not ideal. You can't use like a full-size ping pong paddle on here, and the charging handle is kind of small, so you're going to rub up against that thing, potentially like hitting your fingers against it when you pull it across. So that's the big downside there. Otherwise, I don't mind a side charger. If you don't like that, you can get the rear charger, but it's going to be 100, 200, somewhere bucks. It's kind of expensive, whereas the side charger just comes with it, and it's easy enough to pop on the side there. You can't fit a bad lever. I tried. And the other thing that's to note, so this thing really is built for like the platinum controls. It's built like for this extended mag release, not this mag release. And you can see there that the shelf is kind of not great to get to. It works. It's just not great to get to. If I get annoyed with it, I will grind out everything in my way because none of this stuff means anything to me. This is all for like ambi controls, like ambi bolt release and mag release and all this other kind of crap that I don't care about. I'm right-handed. I don't want an ambi safety. I don't want an ambi mag release. That's fine for me. So I don't need it and I don't want it. Barrel. I opted for a restricted length barrel because I'm fucking retarded and I wanted to use my fancy AR barrel. That meant that I had to go through the process of getting a verifier to make an FRT number, not an FRT number because it's already in the firearms. It already has a firearms reference number, the Raven does, but now with this barrel length, which is restricted and it needs it. So he needed to put that in, which thank you very much, Foothill Firearms Training. And so he got that in, and I had to get a reg cert for this thing because it's restricted. I don't particularly care. I'm going to take it to the range and back. I'm going to use it for 3-gun and that kind of thing. These are all certified ranges, so I don't care. I have other guns that are non-restricted. I wanted to use my fancy barrel, long story short. And my fancy forend. Because this thing uses a gas tube and a regular gas block from an AR, I got to use my fancy forend. This is a Maple Ridge Armory one. So you can see it's very nice and trim. It's lightweight. It feels really nicely because it doesn't have sharp edges on the machining. I wanted to use this forend and I'm going to use it. And I wanted to use this barrel. So that's why I used it on it. You might be able to see in the video, this one's a little bit more matte than this one. I don't care. This is a competition gun. I don't care about scratches. None of this stuff doesn't matter to me at all. I'm going to be using it and it's going to be used and abused. So it doesn't matter to me. I wanted something that I can like use and shoot and that kind of thing. This barrel, super accurate. It's a match barrel from Rainier Arms. So that should give me the accuracy I need. I've got a TriggerTech trigger in there. The other one that it comes with is heavy. It comes with a heavy trigger. Why don't we take this thing down? So, buddy of mine, Gustavo, I'll link his YouTube video. He gave me these extended takedown pins, which you'll want right here and right here, at least one for the back. So you can quickly pull it out and then disassemble this thing anytime you want to. It's going to be a bit tight. which you want. And that, like, that tightness is going to start wearing down because this is Cerakoted. Cerakoted top, Cerakoted bottom. So the fact that this is tight right now means nothing. It's going to start wearing away sooner or later. Inside there, you can see there's the TriggerTech trigger, standard 90-degree safety. I don't know which buffer to use yet. Once I get this thing out and test it a little bit, I'll test. I've got 3 different buffer weights. I'm going to try them all, see what it like. There's our our bolt hold open right there, and so on and so forth. If I wanted to take this bolt out, I couldn't because that's in the way. So practically speaking, like, this is not a great solution because you need to open it just like that. There's an Allen key in here that I need to get to remove it, and give me a second, I'll do that. 9/64 because, I don't know, everything seems to be 9/64. Now I can pull that off. And I can't get this bolt out yet because I need that charging handle out, and that's probably 9/64 as well, isn't it? Yep, that's 9/64. Pop that guy in there. Pull that charging handle out the side, and now my BCG will come out the back. So you need to install your own gas key on these things. This gas key, you want to make sure it's super tight down there so that it's not going to leak. It's probably still going to leak gas out the front and the back. That's what one of my buddies was telling me. Well, we'll find out. This is the Gen 2 BCG. The Gen 1 had some problems with cracking, that kind of thing. This one's a little bit thicker, so it shouldn't have those same problems. And then that's my AR bolt. So my AR bolt, my AR barrel, I know that that's a good combo, so I should have no problem with those. This BCG is a little bit longer than an AR BCG, and that means you can't use a regular charging handle if you want, like the rear charging handle. If you want to use one of those, you have to either use theirs or you have to modify the charging handle that you might want to use. Okay, I've got everything back together. To build one of these things, you're going to need a little detent there. You are going to need a screw type pin on your bolt hold open if you want to use one of those. If you're a lefty, don't buy the gold option. This is a terrible option for lefties because there's, like, the mag release is only on this side. I guess you could turn it around to the other side. Could you do that? No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. It's going to be right side only. Charging handle could be left side. Charging handle could be left side. Safety could be ambi if you got one of those. But now I'm going to list a parts list on my website for this thing. So if you wanted to see what parts you need to get, it doesn't really make sense to put it in a video. I'm going to put it on my website. It'll be in the description. In terms of choices for this thing, you're probably going to want to go with a non-restricted barrel length if you're going to get the builder's kit. 18.5 is kind of like a midway point. It's where, like, you might want to go mid length, you might want to go to a rifle length. So maybe go for like a 20-inch if you want to just use something that's going to have a little bit more gas. Some of these things, the 18.5-inch barrel, for example, the ones that it came with, some of them were a bit undergassed, so you might want to go 20-inch and, you know, just give it the appropriate amount of gas for a rifle length gas system. If you go restricted, you're going to have to register it and all that kind of stuff. When you build it out, make sure that your stock and buffer tube match. There's commercial and mil specs for these things, and there's high and lows on those as well. For the trigger, use what you like, but personally, I like the cassette style triggers because they set the distance between, you know, all the different components. They can be a little bit more precise with their tolerances in there, so they don't have to worry about stacking. I've got a single stage, just duty trigger in here, 3.5 pounds, but you can see that there is no take up on this thing, no over travel, and the reset is very nice on it, very crisp trigger pull. And that's something that you can get even from inexpensive cassette triggers that more expensive component triggers will have a tough time doing in terms of a trigger pull and that kind of thing. Rear charging handle, the Eltec standard one is $124. This Gen 2 is $190. Radian Raptor, 200 somewhere, and you need to get the Radian Raptor DPMS Gen 2 one if you want it to even work, and you have to Dremel it afterwards. So you might just want to get one of the LTAC Gen 2 charging handles for $190 that has the latch. The earlier Gen 1s have a spring latch on it. It's kind of crappy, so you might want to use the other ones. For a grip beaver tail, you can go non-beaver tail, but why? Why get the two dissimilar materials when you can just get one and have plastic? Like if I was to take this thing hunting, now my hand is only touching plastic right now. I'd need to get some rail covers over here, or I'd freeze my forehand, I guess. But that's just one thing to think about when you're building these things out. Lots of options though, because they take so many air parts. So definitely check out my article on this and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.